So San Clemente has this reputation of just being this beautiful, fantastic place to live.
Yeah, it's a beach city along the California Riviera, if that's a real thing.
It's not, we just made it up. But there are definitely negatives to San Clemente, just like there's negatives to every place that you can live. So we want to be real in this video and tell you what the real negatives are. Because, that's what we like to do on this channel. We like to be straight with you because we can sell a city as much as we want, but you're not dumb. You can go to that city and you can see these negatives. That's why we want to bring them up to you first so that we can do the groundwork for you first. So let's get into the first negative.
Yeah, because no city is perfect, right? So we want to tell you, hey, every place has a flaw or several flaws and stuff like that. So let's give them to you. Let's just be straight up.
So a big negative that people, especially if you're from different parts of the country, that people are kind of surprised by is that there is little to no new construction in San Clemente. A lot of people, when they move new places, they want new construction. That is very hard to get, not only in San Clemente, but all of Orange County.
Exactly. People reach out all the time going, oh, I want a brand new home. Okay, Orange County has some, very limited, because it's already a pretty mature area. It's not like one of these other places, like let's say Houston, that just keeps on growing. It's pretty, there's only a finite amount of land here in Orange County, and so San Clemente, is a poster child for that too, because it's again right along the coast. It's really not too much brand new construction out here. So again, you might get some one-offs, very, very minimal to no new developments here. So again, if you're looking for brand new construction, this may not be the best place for you.
Yeah, I mean, the only real new construction that I see is somebody who has bought a beach shack and is tearing it down and rebuilding a totally new custom home.
Yeah, but like brand new developments and stuff. Now we have some newer developments.
Newer by Orange County standards.
Exactly.
Which is like 20 years old.
Exactly. By Orange County standards, it's newer. But yeah, from a lot of other places, and we've gone to all these, like a lot of these different other places too. And our newer is their ancient.
Yes.
It just is what it is. So you just got to, just have to reset your expectations. If you're wanting to buy in San Clemente, just be aware that new construction is very, very hard to find, if not impossible.
So before we continue, let's just introduce ourselves. My name's Courtney Dezad.
And I'm Sean Dezad.
We're married.
We just randomly happen to have the same last name.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
So if you're watching this channel, you're probably thinking, wow, Sean, I love Orange County. I love the glitz. I love the glamour. I love the weather. I can't wait to move out there now. The problem is I don't know the first thing about Orange County. I'm not even, maybe not local. I'm maybe out of state. I maybe even out of the country. So I don't even know what to do. And I totally get that. That's why you would reach out to us so we can have that conversation, find out what you really, really want. And then we can be your boots on the ground. We can actually be like watching these properties like a hawk, trying to find those perfect properties. We can tour these properties virtually for you, not just the properties, but the neighborhoods, and really give you a feel of that area. And then, of course, when you come out, you have a really good understanding of what's going on. So yeah, what you want to do is you want to give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, that number is a cell phone, so you can text. So another big negative, and this is a big negative of the entire state of California,
exactly,
and that is high income taxes.
Yeah, we have sales tax here. We have state income tax, and depending on what income bracket you're in, it could be like around 13% potentially. So it's not cheap. So it's just the cost of living here is you're going to have higher income taxes. And also just be aware, what can offset that a little bit is the fact that our property taxes are actually on the lower side for two reasons. One, I would say the general property tax rate is about 1.1%, give or take. Now there is this thing called Mello-Roos, which is for newer construction built, like let's say within the last 20 years or so. So again, depending on what you're looking at, you want to reach out to us so we can kind of help you navigate so you understand your full cost of owning a property, right? We want to tell you, okay, what are all the taxes? What are the HOA dues and that kind of stuff? And then on top of that, so the Mello-Roos can actually tack on a good amount to your property taxes. Sometimes you could actually double it. So it could be rather significant potentially. And that funds new infrastructure, new streets, fire departments, schools, that kind of thing. And then, but what's nice is that we have this thing called Proposition 13, which locks in your property tax rate. So for the most part, where basically your property taxes are based on your assessed value, and because of Prop 13, basically your assessed value can only go up a maximum of 2% per year, which is kind of crazy because we've seen the real estate market jump 20% in a given year, and still the maximum it can go up is 2% as far as your assessed value. So you'll see sometimes, even in San Clemente, you'll see some of these homes that are beautiful, like right next to the ocean, beautiful ocean views or whatever. And because they've been owned for a long time by the same owner, the property taxes are incredibly low because the assessed value is like $400,000 when it's probably like a $2 million home.
So number 5 on this list is San Clemente does not have a big shopping mall. So if you've ever been to Southern California, it's known for malls, right? We've got like the Irvine Spectrum, we've got South Coast Plaza.
Fashion Island.
Fashion Island, yeah. So Southern California is known for malls, but San Clemente, not any big malls. Not to say that there isn't shopping there, of course, like they have cute little, charming downtown San Clemente.
And you have big box stores too.
You do have big box stores, but if you're looking for a mall,
Yeah, like
Spectrum,
an actual proper mall. They have like the outlets. That's not, I think, what people think of a mega mall, certainly.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to drive a decent ways to get to your closest big mall, which would be the Irvine Spectrum. The shops at Mission Viejo is closer, but it's not. I would say it's not of the size of, certainly like, the Irvine Spectrum or South Coast Plaza.
Yeah, for sure. The next one on our list about San Clemente is there is no big job center. There's no big job hub in San Clemente. So the big job hubs in Orange County are Irvine, which is right smack in the middle, and then you have Newport Beach, which is right next to Irvine, and then you have Anaheim, which is much more north. And then because San Clemente is, on the border of San Diego County, you do have a little job center in Carlsbad, but that's pretty far
about
away.
45 minutes away.
Yeah, so that's just the thing is that when you're in San Clemente, you're not next to the big job hub. So, if you're having to travel where you work, that could be a big con.
Yeah, like obviously if you work at Camp Pendleton, that's great. You're not you're not that far away from Camp Pendleton at all. It's just that your big job hub, like your closest one, which happens to be the biggest job hub, which is Irvine, again, 25 plus minutes.
And that's without traffic.
Yeah, that's without traffic.
Yeah.
So just be aware. Now San Clemente itself does have some office complexes. In fact, you used to work in San Clemente, as a matter of fact. So they do have, it's not like they were devoid of it.
Yeah.
It's just that likely your job most likely won't be there unless you're specifically wanting to buy in San Clemente because your job actually happens to be there and it just works out, which is fantastic. It's just that in general, the job hubs aren't close by.
Yeah. So another big negative is San Clemente is if you are thinking about buying a house here, you've really got to know the ins and outs of the city because it's kind of like a tale of two cities. And I will let Sean talk about it.
Very Dickens.
Very Dickens, yeah. Well, in my past life, I was a writer, so.
Good news is it's not a tragic story. It's
No.
just that it's what are you looking for? Because are you looking for that beachy lifestyle, like that, like whether you have beach shacks or houses that were developed on top of an old beach shack. So if you're going, let's say, west or south of the 5 freeway, which is the major freeway that kind of runs all the way from San Diego to Canada. So basically on the coastal side of the 5 freeway, you kind of have that very beachy feel. Homes that are like 50 years old or whatever, beach shacks, nice houses, but that kind of thing. But then when you go actually on the inland side of the 5 freeway, totally different feel. It feels like what you think of South Orange County, where you have these master plan communities and newer construction and that kind of thing. And again, there you could be possibly subject to that Melrose, if like tax information, like that Melrose tax situation I mentioned before. So just be aware that on the inland side, totally different vibe and feel than on the coastal side of the 5 freeway.
Yeah, the inland side, if you don't know what South County is, that's like here in Orange County, we kind of refer to South County as anything that's like Irvine, which is famous for its master plan communities, and then south of that, where a lot of the cities, they really just copy that whole master plan community vibe. And it's weird how in San Clemente, you can be in these neighborhoods and you're like, am I in Irvine?
Exactly, or Mission Viejo or something like that. It totally feels like a very, very, very South County. For a beach city, it's kind of unusual.
It is very unusual for a beach city. Very. Yeah, usually the beach cities here in Orange County are much more charming. I would say that's one of the things that people really like about them is they don't have that master plan feel.
Yeah, but you can get that on the coastal side of the 5 freeway. So that's the thing. You can get that. If that's the itch you want to scratch, you're golden on the coastal side. It's just that on the inland side of the 5 freeway, it's just, again, a totally different feel. What's nice, though, is that you're super close proximity to the beach, but you have those newer amenities, those newer treatments, and that kind of thing.
So number 2 on this list, and this is not just San Clemente, but all of Orange County, and that is cost of housing and cost of living. Let's talk about California here.
It's not cheap. Let's be real. Like, again, especially on a coastal city in a beautiful part of Southern California.
Yeah.
It's not going to be cheap.
That's why they call it the sunshine tax, right?
Yes, exactly. And that coastal tax. You want that best weather in the world. You're going to pay for it. It's just what it is. So if you're looking for something a bit more affordable, maybe San Clemente is not the best option for you, or reset your expectation, maybe getting a little bit less home for your money, basically. because like San Clemente is about what 1.5 million, give or take, median price point.
Yeah.
And that compare, so that's a high number. Now compared to Orange County in general, Orange County is right about 1 million, give or like within a few $1,000s of the median. So it's about 50% higher than Orange County in general.
Yeah.
Now having said that, for a beach city, it's actually more on the affordable end, if you can believe it, because if you're looking at Newport Beach or Laguna Beach, you're looking at about $3 million for Newport and about 2.75 million for Laguna Beach. So they're all, they're good doubling of the value, of the prices of San Clemente.
Yeah.
Again, so it's relatively good value for a beach city, but that's, talk about like, grading on a curve there. Like that's, again, it's expensive for the vast majority of the world.
The world, yes. So last on this list, and I would say that this is the biggest con of San Clemente.
That's why it's number one on this list.
Yes. Obviously, I'm talking if you have the means for San Clemente, right? Obviously, cost, I would say, is the biggest con.
That's true.
Most, it's just like, it's very expensive for the average person, right? But let's say you have the means for San Clemente and you want to move here. The biggest con is that it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. And I actually heard someone describe it as, it's kind of like its own little island.
Yes.
So what we mean by that, and one of the biggest reasons why, is because San Clemente is the most southern city of Orange County.
The southern tip
of the county of Orange, and the next county over is San Diego County, but you have a big swath of land that is nothing because Camp Pendleton is there, that's a Marine base, and San Onofre, which is a decommissioned nuclear power plant. So you are just driving for 25 minutes, if there's no traffic, until you get to the first city.
Which is Oceanside.
Which is Oceanside in San Diego. So you really have this feeling of being in the middle of nowhere, especially because, we are also not centrally located in Orange County. So for you to get to central Orange County, which is Irvine, that's at least another 25, 30 minutes. So you're like smack in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, there's stuff going north of you, certainly. Like, there's stuff going north. But to get to the major, job centers, like job hubs or shopping hubs, again, you're a good 25 minutes away from, like, where there's a lot more of it. But basically, that's kind of one of the reasons why San Clemente is, I think, on the more reasonable side for a coastal Orange County city.
Yeah.
Is because it's kind of out there. And, again, I've had a lot of clients reach out to me going, like, I want to be in San Clemente. And I'm like, that's great. Just be aware that your distance. If you have to go somewhere specifically for jobs, because that's more of the thing. If you have a job that's like, let's say in LA. Like I actually had someone reach out that was like looking for, like, had a job in LA and they they were like really intrigued by San Clemente. I'm like, that's great. But just, I don't know how often you're going to be fine, like, be traveling or commuting to work, but just be aware that commute is not short at all.
Yeah.
And remember, we are licensed realtors here in the state of California, so as much as we love making these videos, what we love more is to help you with your real estate needs. So whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, what you want to do is you want to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email.